right, welcome to another episode of the Everyday Game Changers podcast. I am your host, Barry McQueen, and we are always talking at people who are changing the game in business, community, music, the arts, everything. And today is definitely no different. I mean, singer-songwriter, actress, YouTuber, influencer. I mean, she checks a lot of boxes. So this conversation could go a couple different ways, right? So I want to thank her, the one and only Gina Naomi Baez. How are you?
I am so good. Thank you for having me.
Please tell me I pronounced that right.
Gina Naomi Baez. Yeah.
Baez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Joan Baez.
Got it. So, man, we could go a lot of different directions with this interview. I know you're working on something like a musical, right? In Colorado, right? So let's start with like the acting space. Are you introduced to this?
Wow. Okay. So I always just say when I was little, I was obsessed with Barbra Streisand, the movie Funny Girl.
Wow.
I would watch that movie all the time. Also, Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Garland.
Gotcha.
Loved it. We always like sing along to it. And I loved Shirley Temple as well.
Okay.
I was obsessed. And I was like, wow, like this is what I like to do. I just found like I love singing and I love acting and I love being on stage. And I started doing community theater productions when I was younger. And I kind of just like caught the bug. Like I was like, I need to do this, keep doing this. And as I was growing up, I was always doing theater and everything. And then actually what made me decide to do this for my career was because I was diagnosed with cancer when I was 12.
Wow.
Yeah. When I was 12, when I was 12 years old. And the only thing that I feel really, really got me through it and kind of kept my mind off of it was theater and singing.
Okay.
And I always say like theater and music and everything kind of saved me in a way.
Okay.
And I just knew from then on that I needed to do it like for my career. And I witnessed, I guess, how powerful it can be. And that's what I wanted to do with my life.
Nice.
Yeah. And so then I just kept pursuing it through college and everything.
Wow.
And here I am now.
What was your first, let's say, major role? What was your first?
Ooh, that's a good one too. I guess it was my first equity, like professional theater production.
Okay.
Was this new musical called Under Fire.
Okay.
And it was Off-Broadway, like in New York City.
Wow.
And and I got to like work with a bunch of like amazing people. And that was like my first like big gig that I was like, oh, okay.
This is real.
Yeah, this is real now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So when I listen to you kind of like the best of both worlds. Like you're like a hybrid, right? So a lot of people that I know that get into acting, by the time you hear them in a musical, they ain't really musically inclined, right? I've watched Moana and I heard The Rock trying to sing in Moana, right? So, but you are like a perfect hybrid of the acting and the song. So when I listen to your music, I was listening to Liquor Love, by the way. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I feel like all of your songs go to a soundtrack of some sort. Like if I'm watching a Netflix movie, I could feel like I'm gonna hear one of your songs come through like a scene. It gives me that vibe. So is that on purpose?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. I mean, I kind of fell into songwriting and creating my own stuff because being an actor is hard.
Right. Of course.
and there's a lot of no's. And so it was just another way for me to be creative. And I love writing lyrics.
Gotcha.
Like, I love singing too, but like lyric writing is just really special to me.
Got you.
And I love telling a story through lyrics. And yeah, I feel like all of my songs are definitely more like you get a story, or you get some sort of feeling from it. It's not just, it's not just like a pop song with the same thing over and over again. Like I try to always connect in a way, or tell
I like that.
Yeah.
That's dope. So
thank you.
From a acting, so when you get into acting, are you like, I want to stick with the musicals or the Broadway, or you might catch me in some action soon or something, like, you know what I mean?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I want to do it all. Like I want to be like just like Barbara Streisand, like direct, produce, act, musicals, Broadway, soundtracks, like
so who's some of your favorite directors when it comes to films?
Ooh, it comes to films. Well, directors, I have to say one of my favorite directors is Steven Spielberg. We're kind of, I mean,
everybody, right?
Kind of cliche.
But you have reason, right?
Yeah, I mean, just so many iconic films. And then like the West Side Story that just came out is like so incredible. I really enjoyed it. But I also, I don't know. That's a hard one.
Steven Spielberg at the top of the list. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, so what about actresses?
Oh, well, my number one.
You got to give me three. Give me three. Could be actor or actress.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Number one, Kate Winslet.
Okay.
I think she's like incredible. Gotcha. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. Oh man, this is a hard one too. So second, I would have to go with Reese Witherspoon.
Okay.
Because I love like her range, and she's also another woman that's like really like taken up the space.
Of course.
And then I have to go with Selena Gomez because she's really killing it.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta say.
Okay.
I mean, because she's like, the Only Murders TV show. I don't know if have you watched that?
No. She's killing it.
Martin.
Okay.
And Martin Short.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Selena Gomez. That's a different one.
Yeah.
I've heard Cameron Diaz. I've heard all of this. Selena Gomez. That's a different one.
I could say like Meryl Streep. I can go on and on. Allison Janney. Like I can go on and on.
Got you. So you being in the space.
Selena Gomez, I'm like
credit. So she's getting up there now.
Yeah.
All right. So you being in this space, how hard is it really to, like, when I think of the acting world, right? I think people, they book a flight, they go to LA for some kind of audition, and they get stuck in LA just auditioning, trying to just land something. Like, how was your journey into even getting any of the gigs that you got?
Wow. The journey was keep going.
Okay.
So I found an agent who was setting me out for, TV, film, Broadway. I was getting a lot more TV auditions, which I'm not complaining about. That's awesome. Like I'd love to do it all. So, and then I kept saying like, I really want to be in Orange Is the New Black. And they were like, okay, like we'll try to get you an audition. And then I remember like the first audition that they sent me for it, I was like, this is it. Like I need to get it.
Okay.
And I don't know, I just like went in, did the sides, like what they made you prepare. And then I found out like 2 days later that I got it.
Nice.
But I mean, I feel like I've been, especially now, because you don't go in anymore. You do all on tape.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So you have to make all your auditions now at home.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just about like taking the chances and like taking a risk with what they give you.
Of course.
And again, it's like a lot of no's, but then that one yes then kind of like helps you spiral into like the next yes, which
Get
will
some momentum going, right?
yeah, momentum, exactly.
Nice. That's because my background, I was songwriting and producing music.
Okay, amazing.
Originally, so I'm always interested in people's situation. You know, I look at acting just like the music business. Like, you know, Spotify puts out 60,000 songs a month, and I'm just like, who's gonna hear my one little song out of 60,000? I'm sorry, 60,000 a day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a day. That's what I was like.
Yeah, it used to be 30,000 a day, and just in 1 year, they're already at 60,000 songs. So I'm just like, how do you cut through the noise of just breaking the song? I'm assuming it's the exact same in the acting world, right? You know, it's still
definitely
the entertainment industry. But like I said, man, you've definitely done a good job of balancing. Would you ever want to like direct?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay. Tell me you already started writing on something that's going to be yours.
Yeah.
All right, talk to me about. Come on, I know your type. I understand it.
I don't like to give away too much because it's like you know.
But it's in the works.
Working silently.
Okay.
But yes, especially with the pandemic, I definitely have just gone a lot of different ways, you know, just trying to stay creative. And I took a couple like screenwriting courses and stuff. And I started writing, like I wrote 2 screenplays actually.
Wow.
But one I'm trying to develop now for the stage because I feel like it might serve as a play better.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I have like, I'm doing all that, like that's in the works. I hope that I can get some sort of read through or reading done by this year. Like that's my goal.
That's
to just have it done and like have actors like.
So we're gonna have to update by the next time I follow up with you. We're gonna have to update your bio, right? To director, producer, executive. Yes. That's dope. So when we talk music, like who's some musical influences?
Okay, so the most cliche one, but I am so proud of it. I am a hardcore Swiftie.
Okay.
Taylor Swift is my #1 influence.
Really?
Yeah, I love her so much.
Wow.
I love her songwriting. I just love, I love all her music. Like I just, I think it's incredible. I think she's incredible.
I agree.
So she's my #1.
Okay.
But I also really enjoy a lot of other music.
Like what? Give me some.
A wide array of music. So then I guess I have to say like, well, Barbara Streisand and Celine Dion.
Okay.
Those are, I just love.
It's my wife's favorite.
Love.
Yeah, she thinks she's Celine Dion when the songs come on. My wife
as soon as the song goes on, you think.
I'm like, what is Celine Dion doing to everybody all these years later?
I know. And then I also really love Sia. And
Sia.
Yeah, Sia. I really loved Sia also before. Not Chandelier. What was like, I forget her first like big song, Titanium.
Okay.
But Titanium kind of like put her on the map, like mainstream. But she had so many albums before that are like these really cool, folky singer-songwriter pop album.
I gotta go back then now and
oh my god, and
tap into the older stuff.
Yeah, her older music is so cool, and that's like when I really loved. Like I was like, wow, like this is such cool songwriting. Kind of like got me into it.
Gotcha.
But I really enjoy her and Ingrid Michaelson.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You got a really diverse palette.
Oh yeah.
That's dope. I know my wife tells me I'm all over the place too. She's like, you know, you listening to Katy Perry and then you still listening to Cardi B.
Katy Perry.
And I'm all over the place. Like I just like it's a mood thing for me. So certain moods I'll be like, you know what? I want to listen
to. Like I also really like Meghan Trainor. Love her.
Just was listening to a Meghan Trainor record with my guy Lunch Money Lewis called Oceans. He just dropped a new song featuring Meghan Trainor.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I was just listening to that. So you have a palette. That's definitely the. So like social media, how big is that for your brand? Like, are you very active as a, because you do a lot. You act, you sing, you songwrite. I see you got some parody stuff. I feel like you might be a comedian on the low. I don't know, right? So how big is important is social media to your brand?
Social media is very important to my brand. It kind of helped build my career in a way. Because I just got to create whatever I wanted and no one was telling me no. Right. And like if I have an idea, then I can put it out there, and if people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Right. And I think on Instagram, like I've been really lucky to like build a following a little bit of just, fans, or like a fan base.
Of course.
Of people that are like supportive of me and that want to see me succeed, or like want to see me like take the journey with me in a way. Gotcha.
So what
is really special.
So what are you working on right now? We know you got the musical and that's in Colorado, right?
So right now I'm working on this really badass musical.
Okay, talk about it.
It's called Rattlesnake Kate.
Okay.
And it's actually written by Neela Pekarik, who is from the Lumineers.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So the music is incredible. It's so like singer-songwriter, folky, musical theater, and then there's like barbershop quartet kind of stuff going on. It's so cool. So I'm really honored to be a part of this world premiere that's happening in Colorado. And do you want to know what the musical's about, or
tell me everything? Give me everything. Give me the deets.
So the musical is about this woman, this real life woman that grew up in Colorado in the late 1800s until about I forget when she passed away. I think it was the late 60s or early 70s. And her name is Kate Slaughterback, and she basically was just this like badass woman who like had her own homestead, like land in Colorado, and she had her own farm and everything. And she was out with her son hunting, and these snakes attacked them, these rattlesnakes, and she ended up killing 140 rattlesnakes defending like her and her baby, like her 3-year-old son.
Okay.
And then she ended up taking the snakes home with her somehow, like went back, brought them home, skinned them, and made a dress out of it. It's the craziest story.
It's next level.
She made a dress out of it, and she became super famous for like a couple days, like all over the world. Like she was in newspapers in London and just everywhere. And during that time, it was like, that was very, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a different time. Like now I feel like fame happens so quickly. Like
so she went viral back then. What viral she went viral today, right? Okay.
The same thing.
Got you. Okay.
So it's just about her life story of how like this woman became so famous from this act and from making this dress, and just what happens afterwards, like after the fame and the people that wronged her, and just it's about her family and just her whole life story. And it's actually a really incredible story. But the woman was definitely like, she was definitely a woman ahead of her time.
Gotcha.
In a way, like she was like just a badass woman.
That's dope.
So now she gets a badass musical.
Of course. I like it. I've been seeing on social media, everybody's in Colorado, right? It's like...
Right? It's weird.
Have you been seeing this?
Yeah, I think because it's ski season, so everyone...
Oh, everybody's some skiers now for social media.
Everyone needs to get like their ski outfit on.
I'm like, I've never seen any of these ski outfits ever. Like I've seen like the generic, you go to Kmart and get a pullover type. And I'm like, these are like Louis Vuitton ski outfits.
Like, yeah, and I'm like, do you really ski in that? I don't think so.
I've been seeing everybody in Colorado. So on our show, I really want to encourage a lot of people who, you know, we have guests on all the time, and I really want to you know, the guests to kind of shed some light on the industry that they're in, right? Like, so what are some of the biggest misconceptions about your industry, or if you could start over, what's something you would have done differently, things like that.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't believe in talking about if I could start over.
Okay.
Because
you appreciate the journey.
You can't. Gotcha. And like, you got to keep looking forward.
Okay. I like that.
That's what I think about start overs.
So now I'm going to have to never ask that question to a guest again, right?
No, you can. Probably other people.
I'm not going to ask you. But what's one of the biggest misconceptions, though, about your industry, though?
I think misconceptions are, oh, wow. There's a lot, I feel. A big misconception is that if you have a role in a TV show or something, for instance, that you've made it. Like that, oh, like you can sit back now.
Right.
But I don't think people understand who are not in the industry that it's like 24/7. Like you're always working towards the next thing. And like,
of course,
I just feel like personally, you can't just settle where you are like once you get something, because like you're only as good as like your next job. You know what I mean?
Course.
So, yeah. I don't know.
I hear why I say that is because in a lot of industries, you know, most people, when they see anything happen for somebody, they just assume this overnight success type thing, right? But they don't see this behind the scenes grunt work that it took. And, you know, you had to catch a bus to hit an audition, or you was running late, but you had 2 auditions on the same day that you was trying to get them both. So, you know, that aspect of it's hard work, like, because everybody just sees the final product and they just like, oh man, I want to do this, but it's a certain work ethic that goes behind anything you want to do, right?
Exactly.
You're just fortunate to be able to you wear a lot of hats. So
yes, a lot of hats.
Do you think that helps you when you audition?
I think so. I think it does. I find I'm more, just for an example, I think I'm more comfortable in front of the camera, or like in front of, so if I'm doing an audition, like it's not as nerve-wracking now,
right?
Because I'm vlogging, I'm doing YouTube videos.
The camera's always on, so you
I got you. Kind of like it's like practice. It's also just like taught me, like, if someone, like, I remember in my audition with Spike Lee, in my audition, like he was like, okay, like improv after your lines, like just start improving. And I was like, okay. Like,
I love how casually you just said Spike Lee.
I know.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. Spike Lee?
Yeah.
You wanna elaborate on you with Spike Lee?
Wait, so I did She's Gotta Have It on Netflix.
Okay.
So I did 3 episodes as Marisol.
Okay.
But I just remember, like, in my audition, he told me to improv, and I improv'd for a while, and I just didn't stop.
Wow.
And he was like laughing and stuff. And I don't think I would have that, like, I don't know, that bravery or to do that if I wasn't like doing so much stuff at home. And so normal for you. Always working the muscle.
Right.
You know?
So you was ready. So that's just about, to those people out there, this is what I'm talking about when I say when preparation meets opportunity, right? So you being prepared, you doing this on the regular, just because it was Spike Lee, it didn't change anything because you was ready.
Yeah.
Been doing this. So it was just like, that's Spike Lee. I'll improv, no problem, right? That's good.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I was terrified too.
Sure, but
I had the tool.
You handled it. That's nice. That's dope. Nah, this is good. If you could leave like one little piece of advice for our listeners, somebody's just like, you know what, I want to be an actor. I want to get my music out there. But I'm just like, I'm scared of the criticism. I'm scared of what's one piece of advice you can give to our listeners about any of that?
One piece of advice I would say is don't let anyone make you feel like you're not good enough or make you give up. Because those people are probably just negative energy, and they in some ways may be jealous or or I don't know how to explain it, but there can be a lot of critics, but then but you have to be that brave person that's going to go up there and like show your work. And so many successful people have been told that they're terrible or their song is terrible, and then it goes number one.
That's a fact.
So you can hear a lot of opinions, but just go with what your like soul tells you, and just don't give up, and don't let the opinions shadow what is unique and beautiful about yourself.
Love that. Y'all hear this? This is free game I'm giving y'all, man. I wanna thank you. This has been, you brought some bubbly out of me. You feel me? So I want to thank you, Gina, for your time. I definitely want to follow your journey, and I definitely want to do a follow-up.
Oh my gosh, definitely. And I'm going to follow you back.
Yeah, we're going to definitely.
We have to connect.
Yeah, we're going to definitely stay in touch. Where are you located? You in New York?
Yes. Okay. I am based in New York, but right now I'm in Colorado with the rest of the world.
With the fancy people, with the Fendi snowsuits out there. So I appreciate it, man. There you have it. This has been another episode of the Everyday Game Changers. Everyday people just changing the game. And today, Gina changing the game on various levels, bringing great energy. Thank you for your time. We'll definitely be in touch.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.